The Lamborghini Countach isn't just a crit, it's a symbol. A machine so radical, so shocking that it completely redefined what a supercar could be. In the early 1970s, when the automotive world thought it had seen everything, Lamborghini unveiled a shape that looked like it came from another universe, a wedge of pure aggression. A design so bold it stopped people in their tracks and forced them to stare. This is the story of the Lamborghini Countach, the car that changed everything. Our story begins in 1971. Deep inside Lamborghini's headquarters in Santa Gata, a secret project was underway. Codenamed Project 112, the designer, Marcello Gandini, wasn't interested in simply updating the beautiful Miura. He wanted to build the future. His vision was a flat, angular, geometric wedge that looked like it was pulled straight out of a science fiction movie. He pushed the boundaries of what was possible, creating a design that was almost alien in its ambition. When the yellow prototype debuted at the Geneva Motor Show that year, the reaction wasn't polite applause, was shock, awe, disbelief. Legend has it, a worker from the Bertoni design house, seeing it for the first time, whispered a Piedmontese expression, Countach. It's a local exclamation of astonishment, something close to holy. Wow. The name stuck, and in that moment, the legend of the Countach began. The Countach didn't just stand out, it looked like nothing ever built before. Its body sat impossibly low to the ground. Its lines were sharp, aggressive, and relentlessly futuristic. The windshield was raked back so far it was almost horizontal. The air intakes and vents were massive, functional, and intimidating. And then, there were the doors. The scissor doors, opening upwards instead of outwards, became the Countach's signature. They turned every arrival and departure into a moment of pure theater. This wasn't just a car. It was a rolling sculpture. A design language so iconic it shaped every single Lamborghini that followed. Beneath that insane exterior was Lamborghini's legendary V12 engine, mounted longitudinally behind the driver's radical choice for the time, which gave the car its LP or longitudinale posterior designation. The engine started as a 4.0-liter powerhouse. Over the years, it grew, eventually reaching 5.2 liters with 4 valves per cylinder in the Quattro-valve model. Horsepower climbed steadily, eventually topping 450. But the Countach was never just about the numbers. It was about the raw, unfiltered experience. There was no traction control, no driver aids, no modern electronics to save you. It was just pure mechanical violence waiting for a brave driver to unleash it. The Countach wasn't built to be tamed. It demanded skill, courage, and absolute respect. But where the Countach truly cemented its place in history was in the 1980s. It wasn't just a supercar, it was the supercar. It became the undisputed king of posters, adorning bedroom walls and magazine covers around the globe. Kids who had never even seen one in real life knew exactly what it was. The Countach became the ultimate symbol of power, excess, wealth, and unbridled imagination. In a decade defined by big dreams and bright colors, the Lamborghini Countach was the ultimate automotive fantasy made real. The car's evolution reflected the changing times. Early versions, like the original LP 400 Periscopio, were relatively clean and smooth, a pure expression of Gandini's original vision. But as the years went on, Lamborghini doubled down on the wildness. Fender flares were added. Giant optional wings were bolted on. More scoops and vents appeared. The 5000Ls and LP 5000QV models looked like rockets disguised as road cars, each update making the car more aggressive and more outrageous. And then came the 25th anniversary edition, the final evolution of the original Countach, redesigned by Horacio Pagani. It was the most refined, the most powerful, and by far the most extravagant version ever made. Some critics said it was too much, that the original purity had been lost. Others saw it as the ultimate expression of the Countach philosophy, a masterpiece of glorious excess. But no matter what people thought, one thing was certain: no one could ignore it. So, what was it actually like to drive? Well, it was an experience unlike any other. The interior was notoriously tight. Visibility, especially out the back, was famously terrible. The clutch was heavy, a true workout in city traffic. The cabin ran hot, with the massive V12 engine radiating heat just inches behind your head. And reversing, it required a special technique: opening the door, sitting on the wide sill, and looking backwards outside the car. But none of that mattered. Those imperfections became part of the car's charm, part of its legend. The Countach wasn't supposed to be practical. It was supposed to be unforgettable, and it was. When that V12 roared to life, when the scissor doors lifted towards the sky, and when crowds gathered just to watch it idle, you understood. You were in something truly special. Production finally ended in 1990 after nearly 2 decades. But the Countach never faded away. Its DNA, its very soul, lives on in every Lamborghini that followed the Diablo, the Murcielago, the Aventador, the Chiron, and beyond. That iconic wedge shape, the sense of drama, the scissor doors. It all started with the Countach. Its influence is undeniable. And in 2021, Lamborghini honored that legacy by reviving the name with the Countach LPI 800-4, a modern tribute that proved, even 50 years later, the world still can't get enough of this automotive icon. Half a century after its birth, the Lamborghini Countach remains one of the most important supercars ever created. Not necessarily because it was the fastest of its time or the rarest. It's important because it fundamentally changed how we imagine what a supercar can be. It wasn't just ahead of its time, created a new era. It was, and always will be, the poster car, the dream machine, the legend. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Let us know in the comments what makes the Countach so special to you. And be sure to subscribe for more stories about the cars that shaped automotive history. See you next time.